Animals form an inseparable part of the legends of different culture and history, but they are considered superb material for many films, series, and stories based on imagination, such as winged horses, flying dragons, snakes with many heads, birds of huge sizes, and other animals that are impossible to believe its existence. Amazingly, not all animals are strange in shape and abilities belong to the category of legends. Believe it or not, some of them are actually live among us. Hello, I'm Joe from Wikiplanets, and today I'll take you on a journey to Wiki Nature Planet, where we talk about the wonder of nature. And in this episode, I'm gonna talk about strange animals that are born once every 1,000 years. When mentioning snakes, some may be concerned without knowing the size of the snake, if it is small or large, and without even seeing it. Imagine telling someone that there's a snake in the place, and not only that, the snake has 2 heads.
Oh, hell no!
According to what was published by the FWC in Florida in October 2020, a snake was discovered 2-headed, and the family that discovered this snake tells that it was through their cat catching the snake in its mouth. And after examining it, they found that it's not just 2-headed, but it has 2 different brains. And what is more strange is that the 2 brains control the same body. And if this was not odd enough for you, each brain of them works in a completely independent way from the other.
Really, nigga?
Imagine all the conflicts that take place inside your head, and you are the only controller. Imagine the suffering of the snake in any decision taken. And to imagine the extent of the independence of each brain from the other, if 2 mice were presented, each head began to eat the mouse in a way completely separated from the other, as if they were 2 snakes stuck together. Snakes usually take over the largest share in the list of strange creatures, but this time was something completely different. Imagine that you walk anywhere and find a snake in front of you, and not just an ordinary snake. But as you can see, it has a foot with sharp claws at the end of it. If you think this is just a horror story, this story actually happened in 2009 with a woman in China, and when she found this snake on the wall, she took her shoes and beat it to death.
Do you realize what you've done?
But fortunately, she didn't get rid of the body, but took it and kept it in a jar of alcohol. And when the news of the snake spread, the Chinese University of the West Normal took care of it and then decided to autopsy the snake to study the composition of its own body. But so far the reason for the snake's feet was not been discovered. In the Latin language, the word octa means number 8, and this is the reason why the octopus is called so, because it has 8 feet. And it is also the reason why this goat was born in a farm in Croatia is called octogoat, because it also has 8 legs. And even has female and male genitalia. And the owner of the farm said that this is considered the first time that the mother of the goat gave birth, and the previous 3 times were triplets. But it was the first time that she gave birth to a goat with this formation, which made the veterinarian of the farm owner that the reason for the goat to have 8 legs is that in the stages of the formation of this goat, that it was supposed to split for 2 twin goats, but the division was not completed until they were born in this way. Also, no wonder that with the goat having 8 legs, it cannot stand on them because they are very weak. New Zealand is a green paradise on Earth and is considered a safe habitat for a large number of living creatures. And on its land, an extremely weird insect has discovered, which is the giant witta, which was classified as an endangered insect. And it is very rare to find an insect like this. It actually can be good news for people who are afraid of insects, especially when you know that it is the heaviest insect on Earth, weighing up to 70 grams. And since the time of human colonization of New Zealand and the introduction of large animals into the environment like cats and birds, and the use of insecticides have led to a continuous decline in the numbers of this insect. And although the interest in it has increased relatively in recent times, its numbers are still very few and the chance of finding an insect of this size is tiny.